Welcome back to Boomer Rex tonight. We have our Thanksgiving Explained Part 8, Thanksgiving advertising through the years. But first, let me introduce Mr. Boomer Rex himself.
Good evening.
Asshole.
We were really quiet.
And I am RisenLadyHeathen. No, I messed it up today. I got ahead of myself.
We didn't even help.
No, that was aggressively on me. I was looking at the wrong, I was like, why isn't the number ticking up? Because I was looking in the wrong place.
The system clock.
Jesus. Anyway, so let's dig right into today's news and politics. Army kidnaps wrong goat. What?
Oh, I couldn't pass this one
No,
up.
this sounds good. I'm all about it. I love
Which
goats.
service academy is this?
So, a bunch of cadets from the U.S. Military Academy, West Point, decided they were going to go kidnap the Navy's mascot, which is a goat.
Go for it.
Named Bill. So, anyway, they got out at least they're at the right farm.
Okay, good job.
And they chased the goats around and they grabbed a goat. And
Even the
I'll
army
grant
hit
you
the wrong address.
they grabbed a goat named Bill. Okay.
Fucking shit, man.
Unfortunately, they kidnapped Bill number 34, who is not the current mascot. The current mascot is Bill number 37.
Oh, tricksy goddamn devils. Come on now.
Do
I
they
know.
have collars
They
with
got
Bill
to.
1, Bill
I
2?
don't
Bill...
know. I assume they have pictures.
I
and
am
they
for
chased
damn
it around.
certain they do, and you know they're brass, so little Navy people can polish the shit out of it.
Okay, apparently this was a time-honored prank.
Oh, yeah,
that
no,
went
this
on
is
forever.
awesome.
And sometime in the 90s, the powers that be decided this is no longer fun. So they've managed to get themselves
A
in
little
trouble. And yeah, I'm sorry.
Did they hurt a goat? I mean, the answer is obviously yes.
No, they didn't hurt the goat.
No, but what happened in the 90s that they said, not funny anymore, shitheads.
Yeah.
Like somebody got a goat.
No, our version of that was the pizza raids
Yeah.
in OCS. And they put a stop to those because somebody got run over downtown with a garbage can full of pizza. So, I mean, run over. I don't know that it was an officer candidate, but anyway. Anyway, they're in some trouble, and I'm sure they'll be sorry. But I'm sorry.
Well played, Army boys.
The Army kidnapped the wrong goat. Way to go, fellas.
Way to go, Navy. Good job hiding your goats.
No,
There you go.
it just
obscuring
goes
your
through
goat.
every Army
Yes, they
story
had
of
goat
the-
decoys, right?
Yep.
That's how you protect things. Excellent. So
Well
I
played,
didn't
And
know
this
the
is
that.
better than
Navy.
last time when they got in trouble for putting their helmets in their goddamn pillowcases when they had a pillow fight.
That goat, Bill, is obviously a Navy SEAL.
Right?
Yeah, he was being tricksy.
I know. Like,
I
you
bet
have
he's
some
the
fun
type
with
of goat
this.
that comes out of toilets. You just have a goat head.
I would say you could have
like,
some fun with this,
"Ah."
but you know it's going to get momentum on it, and then
Yeah,
there's
I
going to
know.
be crippled nitwits.
Besides, you know what Bill 34 did, right? He's the one who says, I can't go any further. You go on without me, and I'll stop him right here. So,
I'm the goat.
Anyway.
Chase me.
yeah.
Good job,
So,
guys.
way to go, goats.
So what's going on in Charlottesville? You
Oh.
said they won some kind of a libel
Oh, yay.
Yeah, that jury came back on the Unite the Right. So the defendants were found guilty and liable for $26 million plus in damages.
Do we know if any of these organizations have pockets that deep?
I don't know.
Does
Let's
that money
make
go
sure we
to
empty the pockets.
go to the town or to the people?
No, it goes to the 9 plaintiffs.
Good.
Oh,
Anyway,
hopefully
to
they're
know.
nice and share it with the town.
yeah. They went through a lot of shit to
Yeah.
get this money away from the
I don't remember the town getting run over with them.
That's
white
true, too.
nationalist clowns.
Okay.
So, anyway,
Enjoy your $2.8 million-ish dollars. Less, I don't know, like a lawyer's third or whatever. But hey, that's awesome.
26 million.
Yeah.
What'd you get? Oh, each. Got it. Okay. Fine. Enjoy.
I don't know. Start a communal.
Yep.
It'll be good. Whatever
Yep.
you do.
So, anyway, now starts the fun of collecting.
Right.
Well, and this is how we dismantled the Klan
Yep.
last time around.
Well, I
And
think
the
this is a good
Minutemen-
start,
We
yeah.
took the Batcave.
And we took the Minutemen's house.
Mhm.
So no, this is the annoying part, is this is slow, but it is how we actually root out this crop of shit.
Done. Cool. All right.
So we're gonna move on to election fraud case.
This is great.
So anyway,
It's like a Mad Libs for dipshits.
well, and the point is the courts are kind of sort of working, right? Which is good. So, so a judge has ordered pro-Trump attorneys who brought frivolous election lawsuits to pay more than $180,000 to the defendants they sued, right, to reimburse their court costs, including the cost of suing them to collect the $180,000. So
Nice.
great. And it's not the first time. In August, a federal judge in Michigan sanctioned pro-Trump lawyers, guess who? Sidney Powell, Linwood, yes, as well as several others, ordering them to reimburse the attorney's fee that the cities of Detroit and Michigan state officials.
Madness.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well played.
Yeah, no, so keep bringing them to the court. Just wring the money out of them. There has to be a price for being a stupid. So
Yeah, no,
I'll be curious
mean,
to see if they're
again,
managing to collect, is the other side of this.
yeah,
right. Well, and I think my bigger thing about this whole situation is that it aggressively, time and time again, it has been proven that there was absolutely no election fraud. And I can't believe we're still talking about it today.
Yeah.
And good job, the courts, for giving them the finger and being like, you can't just fucking do this.
yes, especially for the frivolous nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, and these people are known for frivolous lawsuits to tie people up in ribbons for years and, drain them of every penny. So good.
Turn it
No,
around.
it's the same school of thought from lawyerhood that, look, lawyer kids are great and fun and they argue anything. They do have some upsides. The downside is,
They'll argue anything.
well, and this set of them invented like slap lawsuits.
Yeah.
Right, just frivolous cease and desist orders because people think that has a meaningful impact.
Did I hear Kyle Rittenhouse is suing Linwood?
I heard that somewhere.
Okay, well, we'll research it.
I assume it's the fight over the $2 million. But Linwood is fighting everyone today. That's the only thing I know
apparently.
is he hopped on, he was shouting at the Kraken lady, he was shouting at Flynn.
God, those were his last friends on earth.
I know, his old law firm hates the shit out of him.
Yeah, well, look where he got him.
I'm sure this was a great guy to have, like, office break room time with.
Yeah, or something.
Oh, shit.
Anyway. Yeah, and then okay, so I like pizza, okay?
Oh,
Yeah.
this is a turn. I mean, you do, but
I do like pizza.
Pizza's good things.
we don't
Yeah.
talk about good things here. We talk about the news. And so he's got some sort of pizza news that's going to make me cry and hide under a desk.
Oh, probably not. But if somebody tells me I have to wait 10 minutes for a pizza, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna sit in my car and have a cigarette, and I'll come in and get my pizza.
Well, and honestly, that's how long a fucking pizza takes to cook.
Yeah.
Literally.
So anyway, this clown in Tennessee decides 10 minutes is too long, so he holds up Little Caesars with his AK-47.
Is he like pointing the gun at the pizza, yelling, "Do it faster, motherfucker"? Like,
They told him it would take 10 minutes to make. He got upset, demanded a free breadstick order, and went outside.
he got his breadsticks?
I don't know. They give you breadsticks to
I mean,
help
I'm
you
not
wait?
saying his defense should hinge on whether or not he got his breadsticks, but like, if you got breadsticks and you like produced the AK, the fuck, man, that's messed up. If you,
I don't care. I think if a manager came out and said, no, I'm not giving you breadsticks,
Yeah.
10 minutes of how long
Oh,
it takes to make a pizza.
internet, don't point guns at each other.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, so anyway, the clown comes back in pretty quick with an AK-47, demands his pizza immediately. Again, they try to explain to him that it takes time to cook a pizza and so forth.
The fuck?
Meanwhile, he prevents a Little Caesars employee from leaving the
that
store.
Makes me kidnapping, buddy.
That's a kidnapping charge.
Yep, or unlawful detention. That's
And another
12 kinds of
customer who had
fucking
been waiting her turn to get her pizza
Uh-oh.
and was in the process of paying for it,
Oh no.
gave him her pizza so he would go away.
Did he go away?
Yeah, and now he's been arrested and
Ouch,
charged.
goddamn state.
Couple
Look,
of serious felonies.
Well played, lady, because I would have been like, now you're waiting for your pizza. This one's mine, motherfucker.
I want to meet the manager who explained to the dude
I'll
with
bet
the
she
eight.
didn't have to pay for that pizza or the next one.
Oh no, I hope she gets free pizza for life. Come on, Little Caesars, you can
That's how you can
make
do it,
bank
yeah.
on this. I will buy more pizza from you.
That is true.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it is pretty good pizza.
It is.
Absolutely.
Not
mean-
AK-47 waving good. Like,
No.
Well, yeah, that was the thing I couldn't get over is, I'll wait
I-
the 10 minutes from nobody's pizza's good enough
Yeah.
to go back in with an AK and say, give me the pizza now. Especially since they just pull it out of the oven, it's going to be pretty shitty. So,
I know.
like, half-cooked pizza is just no fun at all.
And there's the other option.
And I like
the
it
manager
extra
could've gone
crispy
with.
on the bottom. So,
Right, the manager could have been like, okay, here you go, it's boxed up. Fuck.
yeah.
I would have considered doing that.
Yeah.
Here's your pizza, buddy. You
Here's
can
the
take it
pizza
home
and all the
cook it.
money in the register, man.
Yeah.
Like, you win today.
Yeah.
You're our whatevereth customer.
Here's an extra uncooked
You're our
pizza
first
for
customer
your
with the
trouble.
AK-47.
We're on the
Fine.
video. You can share with the cops. They'll be coming soon.
I'm not going to say
It'll
any
be a
of
party.
that shit.
I know.
The only thing I want less than the guy with the AK in the store is for that guy to fucking be there when the cops show up.
Yeah.
I want him to be down the street. Like, I don't think you want to live in the Hogan's Alley. They're going to turn the little, because I'm picturing our Little Caesars
Yeah.
and thinking, oh yeah, no, I don't want them shooting at each other while I'm behind the counter. Well, soon to
No.
be behind the stove.
I'm going to get behind something big and heavy if it comes to that.
Really hoping there's a back door.
Well, there
Yep.
should be. If there's not, that's a
Yeah, it feels-
hazard.
I'm
That's
certain
an
there is.
emergency hazard.
I promise you, there's a back door.
And what I would have done was just filter the employees out
Yeah.
the back, took the other lady and brought her behind the counter and tucked
Oh,
her
yeah.
out the back. And
Well, no, they were standing in front of the counter together. I think that would have been a bad move. So,
Yeah.
anyway, so I've got an impromptu.
No, I can sell it. I can sell it as, sir, it's company policy. There's a firearm. I have to take her in the other room.
Yeah.
Right. The lawyer's going to get shitty at me. Otherwise, man, what do you want me to do?
Okay.
Right. I'm going to get you your pizza. I'm going to refund you the money, and you can have all the money in the register if you want. Whatever, man. Today, you're the king. What do you
Yeah.
want? Name it.
Yep. So, but I've got an impromptu one.
Yeah.
Because, oh, man. Mike Lindell.
Okay. This is the one I
Um,
thought we were talking about.
No, this one is just, guys, this is going to be great comedy over the next couple of
I
days.
know.
You got to watch. So he was promising the lawsuit to end all lawsuits, and it's going to be filed by Thanksgiving. And yeah, well, it ain't. And so tomorrow, Wednesday, well, actually midnight between Wednesday and Thursday, starts the 96-hour Thanksathon, I think is what he's calling it. And it's going to run all through the weekend, 96 hours, and they're going to walk down through the lawsuit and just explain how everything and how you got to watch.
There's not a
mean, this is-
lawsuit that you've ever cared about that would have taken 96 hours. There's not a theory about anything that should take 96 hours to explain.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it should be good comedy.
Oh yeah, no, a couple of friends of mine and I sort of managed to catch most of the cyber symposium.
Oh, did you?
Oh my god, it was
oh,
it's
it
like
was terrible.
what's the opposite of a TED talk?
Yeah.
It's
okay.
like if all the people who couldn't program
It's the debt
the
talk.
clock on their
VCR
Yeah.
got together and
talked about how the computers all work and
right, and the VCRs and how
like everyone used to laugh at the senator and like look, part of this is politicians play dumb a lot of the time, but the one who said the internet was just a big bunch of tubes. First off, that is an amazing idea. Just a mental image. Just take a second, everybody. Oh, isn't that funny? The internet now. It was
actually by this point, if it were made of tubes,
Mhm.
I think it would be about the size of the sun.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would be amazing.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
God, talk about glow in the dark.
I just chalked that up in the same pile as the guy who wanted to talk about the day his cup holder on his computer broke. Like, what the hell are you talking about? It's like the cup holder. Like, okay, no man,
The
I
one that's
understand the
flying
words
up.
you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
But hold on and shut up. Like, everyone is laughing. You're wrong, kind of. Like, he did break his thing, and that's kind of funny. But he also lived in a world where computers would hold your coffee for you.
Yeah,
They were your fucking friend. Like, they were your little R2-D2 buddy. And that was all they could do, because really, you don't want the office computers doing a lot of stuff. Like, that'll get weird fast.
The closest we ever came to a computer that was actually your little buddy was that original Macintosh.
Yeah.
Right.
So no, I can understand why that guy was sad and wanted to get his little
Cup holder fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they can send him a new cup
I
holder.
know.
It was his CD.
I'm not sure it'll.
It was
yes.
absolutely a CD drive.
When were you able to fix it for him?
Yeah, no. Big old tray full of parts. That's easy. Just
Did you explain to him that it wasn't a cup holder, or did you let
Well,
him
why
keep
would
living
you-
in his happy little world?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, so you were cruel.
No, I wasn't.
No? Oh, good.
No,
You let him keep it?
Yes, of course. How the?
Alright.
I'm not gonna fuck that up.
Okay.
He had been there forever, so he never came back for one. It's like if he had broken another one, I'd have been like, "Hey, buddy, I found out. It's weird. Oh my god, I didn't know either." But
Oh, that would have been a good talk.
it also reads discs.
Yeah, it doesn't
No.
just hold your drinks. It also.
Anyway, so if you want to see 96 hours of that level of computer savvy, Mike Lindell's your guy.
Oh my god, it was so dumb.
Oh, yeah.
God.
That you like,
The type of guy that used to call my dad because he worked in so people would call and be like, my computer has the problem, and he'd walk them through it. Now, one of the first things he would make sure you did was, is your computer plugged in?
you have to ask.
Well, it is
that.
plugged in. Okay, I need you to look. Where does the plug go? I need you to make sure that it's plugged in. And I couldn't even tell you how many times at the end of the day he'd be sitting there and I'd be like, what is it? Another one of these assholes didn't have their fucking computer plugged in and called
Well-
me and set up a ticket and I had to deal.
If you've got dogs and cats and kittens and ferrets, and your computer's going to get unplugged eventually. Rabbits, if you've got rabbits, you're going to have to ask, is the cord between the wall and your computer still in one piece?
These weren't random people. These are companies.
Yeah.
So it wasn't random citizens calling in. These were actual employees of actual computer companies that would call
Notoriously?
in with these problems.
The cause of that is overnight cleaning.
Yeah.
I could see
right.
that.
They need access to a thing, and like they tried to plug it back into the right one, but also you're paying for shit. So
But again, before you call like the IT guy, aren't you
Oh,
gonna
good
sit
God.
there,
I-
get down on your hands and knees, find where the plug is,
Nope.
and make sure it's where it belongs?
I honestly am smart enough to say, if it's not lighting up,
Yeah, if there's
right,
nothing
there might
happening.
be a reason.
Yeah.
So,
no, but I have known people who just fill their day with nothing
yeah,
at
that's
work,
true.
and so guess I'm gonna call the IT guy. And
Anyway,
what?
you had said "and" before we cut off, and I wanted a seamless cut back in.
So are we recording
Ruined
again?
it.
Indeed.
Yes.
Not so seamless.
No,
Okay.
aggressively not.
So one of the things we had promised to talk about was electric cars, and we'll go into that a little bit.
But first, you want to talk about turkey really is turkey.
Well, we can do that too.
Now, let's start there.
So I will
Like when you
admit,
both try and do intros for each other's things
Yeah,
out of
that-
the order the other one had already planned.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
okay.
Makes me
I tonight went in exactly the
squirrel.
order that he gave me. So, no, this wasn't me
Ooh,
tonight.
a varmint.
I should probably number these because I just do them and then I decide later what order to do them in. So anyway, I will admit, it had never occurred to me to wonder whether turkeys were named for the country Turkey.
Yeah.
Never
I'd
occurred to
assume
me.
not.
Never crossed my mind. I
even
had
have a
assumed
joke that involves that.
I had assumed it was just another linguistic coincidence, right? Turns out it's not, right? And the reason it's not is actually interesting, and we'll post a link, right? So you can go and read about how turkeys became called various things, right? But it had to do with trade routes. Anyway, so yeah, our turkey is named for Turkey.
Interesting.
So,
Do they
and
have them in Turkey?
they do, and there they call them Hindi, right?
What does that mean?
It means a bird from India. So
What is India?
I don't have what India calls them. But anyway, much of the rest of the Arabic-speaking region calls them Dik Romi, probably, Roman chicken.
Huh.
Israel calls them Tarnagal Hodu, which is a rooster of India.
Oh.
In Greece, it's Galopula, which means birdie or French chicken, right? In fact, a lot of folks call it a French chicken, right? And then, of course, in France, it's Poule d'Inde, which is naturally chicken of India. So anyway, it's
So
really
everybody
an interesting...
calls by the name of another
Because that's where they got them.
Yep.
That was where the trade route came in, or generally.
Like how cigarettes, we'll talk about their fine Turkish blend, but everywhere else in the world, it's all about the fine American tobaccos.
Yeah.
Because,
So-
yeah, sure, whatever, we're here for that.
Yeah. Anyway, it turns out the English, because they imported live turkeys in about 1550,
Told everyone to call them Bird of the French.
No. They were at the same time they were breeding guinea hens, which is kind of a little turkey, maybe, and so they were known under a generic heading of turkey. And when they were finally ripped apart again, the turkey got to keep the turkey name.
That's interesting.
So anyway, that's why we call ours turkeys, right? Is because that was the one in common use in England.
Interesting.
So anyhow, we'll post a link because it's amusing reading.
All right, you'll have to share that with me. So that's freaking cool. And now we want to talk about the solar power.
Now we want to talk about electric powered cars, right? And we'll get back to the solar. So again, we spoke last night. The issue with electric powered cars is that the energy content of gasoline is about 50 times the energy content of a battery.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. No, if people knew what gasoline was like, they wouldn't sit on top of it.
So, yeah, they really wouldn't. So anyway, gas is about 12,000 watt hours per kilogram. Okay, fine. A battery's about 300. So there's a factor of 40. That was a really good battery I was talking about. And it turns out that cars take, and now we're talking a, Camry-sized car, right, needs about 300 watt hours per mile, right? So now we can talk about how big a battery do you need for an electric car, right? So suppose that you wanted a car with a 150-mile cruise radius, right? Okay, fine. So that 150 miles, 300 watt hours per mile, you're looking for 45,000 watt hours, right? That's a fair-sized battery. And the other thing is that batteries weigh, well, you've got about 300 watt hours per kilogram in a battery. So, and it's 300 watt hours per mile. So your battery's about a kilogram per mile of range. So if you want to go 150 miles, you got about 150 kilograms, like 330 pounds, right, of battery. So that's kind of why you don't see electric cars with bicycle wheels, right? Because bicycles are kind of limited to 250 pounds, right? And then two bicycles side by side, 500, but 330 of that is the battery. And now you're going to put two idiots in it? Not so much.
And groceries and, Yeah.
So your ultimate combat vehicle, right? The really baseline electric for disasters, probably going to have something that looks like motorcycle tires. Anyway, so the other question was, can you do it with solar? Right? Okay, fine. So you don't care about the cruise radius. What you care about is about how far do you drive it every day, right? Okay, so assume you drive it about 40 miles a day. Now you've got to put back about 12,000 watt hours. And you've got kind of 12 hours to put it back, right? So, your charger, 1,000 watts.
Is that range regardless of speed?
No, the numbers here are think highway speed, 55 to 65, right?
What about
You know.
going slower? Does that screw me the same way?
Going slower will make you go further with the same amount of battery,
Okay.
right? So,
What I want is a trail, right, like the Toyota ones that do back trails and stuff, have a cruise control, but at very low speed.
yeah,
I want a
just going
medium
up and
speed.
downhill,
Yeah,
that's gonna hurt.
yeah.
So,
I plan to avoid that as much as I can, but like
Okay.
in the zombie apocalypse, I'm gonna have to drive through towns and
yeah.
sort of do buildings as we go.
Yeah, zombie apocalypse, I'm kind of thinking vaguely armored golf cart kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah,
you
if
need to
could
put
get it wide
12,
enough.
Yeah.
you need to put 12,000 watt hours back into it in kind of sort of 12 hours, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. That's 1,000 watts.
Okay.
That's a hair dryer, right? So, now, so how big a solar array do you need? Well, it turns out that if you look over the whole year, right, that the kind of worst numbers you're going to get from a good solar installation here in the Southwest, where we actually have sun, is about 5 watt hours per installed watt, right? So you're looking for 12,000 watt hours. That means you kind of need 2,400 watts of installed solar to create that 12,000 watt hours every day,
Yeah.
right? And you'll need a place to kind of store it before you stuff it back in your car, except how long's your car gone? Well, if you drive it to work. Hey, if you're not stupid and you drive it to work, find a place to park where they let you fill your car up for free with electricity, right? Lots of companies do that.
Do they really?
Oh, yeah. So then you can bring it home.
No,
Yeah.
my company, if I work somewhere and they we're like, oh, if you have a car and you need to plug it in,
Yeah.
that's what I do. Fuck yeah, every day.
Yeah. So the company I work for has a number of charging stations in every parking lot. What they finally learned was stop putting them right next to the building. Put them out on the edge of the parking lot in a not terrible place, right? Where people won't park in them who don't have electric cars.
Yeah.
So, or want to, right? The one right next to the door, people want that spot for lots of reasons.
Right.
And if you get nasty about it, I will bring an extension cord and pull just enough out of the trunk to plug in every day. So,
Fair.
anyway, no, I don't park in electric charging spots.
Well, it's like if you don't park in a parking spot, don't park there, man. Like there's so many of those.
Yep. So in terms of, how big is a 2,400 watt solar array? On the average pick 'em up truck, if you did the top of the cab and covered the bed, you could get probably 1,000 to 1,500 watts. But it's not at the ideal angle, right? You could fix it so you can tip it. Why are you taking expensive solar panels out places, right?
Where you can get rocks thrown in them and
they can get rocks,
zombies could fall on them.
yeah, all kinds of stuff. Well, and they're not at the right angle, and they're subject to the vibration and shock of being in the vehicle. Vibration and shock, not good for solar panels, right? So
Fair.
do a home installation, right?
Basically, a carport is what you're saying with solar panels on it.
A carport with solar panels would pretty much support a 40 mile per day. And again, we're talking about electric car, right? Like a Chevy Bolt or something in that class.
Okay.
So if you wanted to do something lighter, like your Doomsday Buggy, right? Then you get more than 40 miles for the electric carport.
Sure.
We had, again, I had said my bicycle at one time had just 200 watts of solar. And that was laid in flat. It was actually a little roof on the bike to keep me out of the sunshine. It was great.
This is how we found out they don't like vibrations.
Yeah. But from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, right, pedaling along at, 15, 17 miles an hour, it was actually gaining charge. Right. Now I was putting in effort too, right?
Right.
But, the electric was only providing about half the effort to move
What
the
you're
bike.
saying is what we should really do is like a step up from the Fred Flintstone thing, only have pedals in the cars.
If you're willing to pedal, that's not a dumb idea. On the other hand, you start adding a little bit of armor if you're really worried about doomsday,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. Right. So again, I think you get beyond bicycle pretty quick. If not, that was fine. And
Or
we
you
had a
regret
golf
losing the
cart.
mobility by getting bigger for not getting stronger.
Right.
Yeah. And we had a golf cart that had 200 watts of solar on it that we only had to charge about once every 3 weeks.
Wow.
Now, we weren't driving it all over hell every day, right? But that was just the usage that we were getting. It stayed charged pretty darn well. And if we'd been careful with it, right, it would have stayed charged.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was that one time when one half of it caught on fire.
Again,
Really
that
don't
was-
like vibrations. Cannot stress that enough. I mean, internet, but
yeah.
tell your friends if they don't know.
Well, I bought the nice, lightweight, flexible solar panel, right? Did not support it properly, right? It had every reason to fail.
Yeah.
So, damn,
No, I'm
they're
not laughing at your failure. I'm laughing at the on-fire golf cart.
Well, and it was worse than that because, in order to support it as well as I did, I had to basically build the frame around it anyway. I would have been better off to buy two.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Live and learn.
Yeah, exactly. And so, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe tomorrow, soon enough, we'll talk about, the doomsday, what would we call it? Transporter.
Airship.
It won't be an airship, I'll promise you that.
Oh,
The other question was, can you, is a 150-mile cruise, is that anything like enough?
Oh yeah.
And so we
5
looked
miles out
at
and
the
back.
charging stations between, Los Angeles and Benson, Arizona, and north to, Grand Canyon and so forth. Yes, there purport to be charging stations, albeit moderately slow ones, all over the place.
Oh yeah.
And there are some high-speed ones that you could, if you scheduled your trip, you could probably hit the high-speed ones during the day when you needed to, put in 90 more miles in an hour.
So, I actually found this website called PlugShare, and there's actually a bunch of other websites. I just chose this one at random, but it shows pretty much everyone I imagine that's in America, and you can actually scroll through and see almost every major town that has a highway through it, and even if it's not a major town, if there's a highway through it, almost guaranteed that there's going to be one there. So kind of sort of if you're, holy shit, I only got 20 miles left, most likely you're going to be able to, find a place where you can plug in your car. And again, if you plan your trip accordingly, you can make sure you're going through these areas that have more options.
Yeah, I was
and
going to
that sort of
say, if
thing.
you're on a back road in Arizona and you only have 20 miles of fuel left,
No, you're
you're
gonna
in
die.
trouble.
Tucson has like a bunch of them.
Tucson's
Sierra
not on back
Vista
roads.
has a
Sierra
bunch
Vista's
of 'em.
not on back roads.
Benson has one.
Benson's not on a back
They're
road.
not good expedition vehicles. Who knew? Didn't we just spend all
No,
that
I
time
think
talking
I
about it?
think with the, assuming that the ones that they show work, and that would be my question,
Yeah.
to the PlugShare. How recently do they have data that says it works? And how many people are plugged in? But no, with 150 miles of cruise, you would have to plan your trip
Yeah.
around chargers. But yeah, you could do that.
Yep.
So,
You're gonna end up in a gas station like that one outside of Socorro.
yeah. Yes, I know. That's what I was looking at.
There's
You get on a
plenty
back
of-
road in
plenty
Arizona.
of
You get on a
places.
back road in Arizona, right?
You deserve
Like
what
way up
happens to you,
77.
period, fucking dot.
Yeah, and you only have 20 miles left. You're probably in trouble.
It if you get on a back road in Arizona driving a gasoline vehicle, any kind of vehicle, and you only have 20 miles left and you don't know where you're going,
Yeah.
you're probably not coming out the other
Oh, wait,
side.
we've done that with a gas vehicle. The good news was we had a Jeep tied behind us that had a 360-mile cruising radius. So we could have gone for gas, but still. No, it's you'd have to plan your trip around where you were going to charge. Again, if you're just driving to Tucson and Sierra Vista and Benson and so forth, fine.
It's the only
But that's
market
not
for electric vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people aren't going to drive cross country in one.
Fuck no.
Okay, so
if
we're
you
back
do,
to what we
it's
know.
easy enough to plan out.
But we're back where
Yeah.
we started.
Yes.
That an electric vehicle is your right now. An electric vehicle is your second vehicle.
Yeah.
Drive it to the store, maybe drive it to work if work's not too far away, etc., etc.
Right.
So.
Yeah,
There's
kind of.
little enough reason most people in most cities can't get one. But
Well,
we're
at
gonna
this-
need to beef up that infrastructure.
Right.
Yeah.
At this point, you're waiting for the battery technology to
Yeah.
catch up to the electric.
But
car
iterate.
technology.
If you aren't building it, you never will.
What they're talking about improved batteries is to get it to the kind of 500 watt hours per kilogram, right? Which is only 30 times as bad as gasoline.
Yeah.
So, and there's not much beyond that.
Agreed, but
So you're-
there's also no good liquid fuel answer, which is the only other thing we can
Mhm.
sell due to our infrastructure in place.
Yep. No, if I had to have an electric vehicle, as a primary vehicle,
Mhm.
and I plan to take it anywhere, I would seriously think about taking that 4 kilowatt generator and
Yes.
5 gallons of gas.
Oh yeah.
So,
But that was my right. You were talking about it this morning, and it wasn't 3-4 minutes into it before I'm like, "Hey, can I just take a generator and charge while I drive or whatever?"
yeah.
So no, But that's what there's going to be, and once they start building them and competing, it's going to get better.
Yeah.
Right? Computers would not have gotten better if we didn't think, "Oh shit, these are really good and useful." Let's
Oh,
build
absolutely.
a
No,
bajillion
honestly,
more."
the reason why I, am not as whatever, I guess, is because I was not expecting there to be nearly as many places that you could plug in a car as there actually are.
No, I had genuinely expected that I could go to somewhere along the route between Los Angeles and Tucson and tell you that you can't get there from here. And no, it doesn't even come close. The furthest apart is like 60 miles.
Yeah, and
And
again,
that's being generous.
most of your, electric vehicles go 150 miles
Yeah.
easily.
Again, you'll have to plan. Because if you're out in the middle of that 60-mile stretch with 20 miles left, you're in trouble. So,
Yeah, and you're also bad at planning.
yeah, it
And-
means you
and-
drove past the
you-
station you should have used.
those are the same people that run out of gas. You know what I mean? And I'm saying this being someone who has twice in my life run out of gas simply because my gas thing is wonky. So one of my cars, my gas thing used to be fine at a certain point, but then something happened. So
And it
now
wasn't
when it's
fine
at this
anymore.
point, it's empty. And I was like, fuck. And then more recently, I had an incident where I honestly thought I had enough to get to the gas station, and I just didn't. So
Yeah. And so for those of you who wind up on back roads, that's what your trip meter is for. You know what the range of your vehicle is. Wake up. No,
well,
but
and again,
the reason I
think
was...
most people who are going to go cross country are not going to be driving on random back roads. That's not why you're going cross country.
Oh, that is why you're going cross country.
Maybe
you're going
for
to
you,
national
but
parks.
you're
Yeah,
not most
that's
people.
No one.
Like I
The rest
said,
of them are going to work
most-
until the day they die.
Most people,
Mhm.
when they go on road trips, are going from point A to point B where they can party and whatever. They're going to a big city. They're going to a resort. They're not going to national parks for the most part.
Look
And
at
if
this
they
thing.
are, they're driving their big.
Look
ass
at those
camper.
national parks. Wow, look at that sunset. Yeah,
Are
there
you-
it is again. That color everybody says doesn't exist in nature. Yeah. Anyway,
Are you trying to convince somebody of something?
no, the reason I actually looked at the Los Angeles to Tucson is in 1974, I was on the highway between Los Angeles and Albuquerque, but we were between Los Angeles and Tucson at the time.
Right.
At 4 a.m. and we had been planning to get gas at any open station starting when we had a half tank left. Finally pulled over and stopped at a station which said it would open at 8 a.m. because we didn't want to be on I-10 in the middle of nowhere when we ran out of gas.
No. And that's another good thing for people to understand. Sometimes just wait for the place to open.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Oh, it's better now. I've driven it in the last couple of years, and
honestly, I was hoping this was going to be a good excuse for me to be shitty about Texas. The whole plug-in. I was like, they're not going to have any. Yeah. No, they have just as many as everybody else. And I was like, damn it.
Again,
good job, Texas, on this one thing. You're awesome.
Okay. The next time we're going places, we're gonna look at PlugShare, and we're gonna go see if we can find some of those plug-in things, and we're gonna see, first of all, if they're there, and second, are they full of people charging?
I imagine
and third, is there some indication they still work?
I imagine an easier thing to do is actually just call the place and be like, hey, does your thing work? So, yeah, no, I agree with you. Don't just trust
I'd lie. I've lied. I've told people our gas pumps are working when I'm looking at them like, no, that one's on fire.
Yeah. So, well, you figured you'd have the fire out by the time they got there.
Yeah, or not. Like, if it's not, I'm going home.
Yeah. So, and then they'll show up at an empty store.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to something maybe more happy. I don't know. Thanksgiving Explained, Part 8. Yay! Right. Everybody's happy about it.
I wouldn't have guessed Thanksgiving had 8 parts.
No.
Well, it's going to have 9 by the time we're done. Anyway, tonight's question to comment on while you like and subscribe is, have you ever misjudged the date of a holiday? Like, have you ever thought you had an extra day or two and you didn't, and now you're freaking out trying to get everything ready? Has that ever happened to you?
I was trying to turn the stove off because I'm a helper buddy.
You did not turn the stove off.
No, I did not. I was trying to.
God.
But that would have contributed to our situation.
I like helping.
So anyway, we had agreed for family reasons that we would have Thanksgiving on Wednesday this year, which we recognized about 4:30 this afternoon. So now,
well,
Ruben is busy cooking.
My last 2 days planned out: mashed potatoes today, the cheesecake tomorrow. It was going to be perfect, right? No stress.
Right.
And then I found out that, holy shit, I need to do potatoes and the cheesecake tonight. Now, the cheesecake, because, the process of it, the cheesecake itself is pretty simple. It's the baking and cooling that takes forever. So total, the process is about 3 hours from start to finish. And holy
then
shit.
8 hours of sitting.
Yeah, it needs to sit in the fridge for 8 hours because you can't, it needs to rest.
Well, I'm not going to be sympathetic because I offered to set my alarm and get up and move it from the counter to the fridge.
Oh,
and
no,
you said,
I have no heartburn staying up till midnight if I had
the alarm you were going to set when you were going to call us for the eclipse?
Yeah.
That alarm went off. It woke me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? Fuck this noise.
And then I said, fuck this noise. Yeah.
Fair.
I said, I've seen actual
That's what I said in my
lunar eclipses.
But aside from this particular story, do you have a story where that's happened, like Christmas or, whatever?
Oh, no, it happens to me on Christmas every year because it gets to be the 23rd. And I go, shit, I don't have anything for anybody. and the answer used to be, go to Nordstrom's. But
no,
we don't have a Nordstrom's here.
No.
So
gift cards at Walmart. Good to go.
Oh, God. Well, yeah, okay.
I'm competent.
I like to give gifts that people will look at and go, yeah, I needed that, right?
Right.
But at the same time, I'm at the point in my life where my attitude toward a gift is, don't you dare give me anything I have to find a place for.
Fair.
Right? Give me something good to eat.
Also fair.
Subscribe.
Saying that because it's a good deal for you.
What? I always make good things.
I
So
know,
giving him good things is not
easy. Well, not hard.
well. It's not really a good gift because I do that all the time anyway. So I'll have to think of something.
So anyway, well, don't assume I'm thinking of gifts for you. So
I wasn't.
good.
You found one this year. Be happy.
I did find one this year. So I'm not going to tell the internet what it is.
Well, of course not.
The internet can't keep a secret.
Right.
Just
All
ask
right.
WikiLeaks.
So tonight we're getting into the advertising and how it has moved and such. And we even have a slideshow for you tonight, folks. Because
Yeah,
I love it.
fancy.
Oh.
All right, so this one is for Aladdin cooking utensils, Thanksgiving favorites, and the rest of it is too small. We're gonna pause this for a
And
second.
that turkey's obviously doing something unnatural to that litter
No, the
box.
cheesecake is ready. Hold on, I'll be right back.
All right. So I'm with asshole. It looks to me like that turkey is doing something unnatural to that kitten litter box there.
No, that's an aluminum double roaster.
Ooh, fancy. So I
That's
can
where you're
two
supposed to
turkeys?
stuff the turkey
I
Yes.
imagine, yeah.
to
You
cook it.
put it in there, you close it up, you put it in the oven, and it doesn't.
I think you should probably pluck it first.
Fair. I would.
Otherwise, it's going to get out.
I don't think at this point anybody is plucking their own turkeys, but maybe, I don't know. Anyway.
Well, I
So-
see a turkey and a turkey container, and the turkey still has
We're
feathers.
just giving you our read on your commercials we can't
That's right.
actually see.
Okay, so I went to a website called HipB2B. So that's HIP, the number 2, and B.com.
Business to business, yes.
And this article is by Catlin Smith. And it's called The Evolution of Thanksgiving Marketing and Advertising Over the Years. So this particular ad is from sometime between the 1920s and 1930s.
Oh, cool.
By the 1920s, turkey had already become the one and only meat advertised. Appliances and tools to prepare turkey were promoted, helping perpetuate the turkey tradition. Initially, ads for Eat More Cranberry Company were published, and the brand
At least they're honest about it.
and the
Yeah.
brand dominated until Ocean Spray came in with their canned gelatin cranberry sauce in the 1930s.
Interesting.
And by the way, I'm just reading this directly from the website because I decided to be lazy tonight.
So before that, you were just buying a bag of cranberries and boiling them and doing the sugar thing and so on?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but you can put in just the right amount of
That's
orange or even lemon.
Yeah.
So it's worth doing once.
Yeah, but so's making butter in a mason jar.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Especially if
was
you have
fun.
small children. Because
Yeah.
then they'll be sleepy.
Yeah.
Because you have to shake it till you're just done. Like, this is bullshit. You can't actually make butter this way. And then magic happens.
And it makes butter. You know what else you can do, though?
What's that?
Is you can put whipping cream into a mason jar and shake it, and it will, first it turns into whipped cream.
Yeah.
Then it turns into butter
Yeah.
later.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what we did.
some of
Yeah.
these are a little out of order, so kind of bear with me, folks. So this one is exciting new cranberry surprise. This is the place for Hellman's.
Oh, mayonnaise.
This sounds terrible. I don't know what this dessert is, but it looks. We might have to try this at some point, just because.
Make
I
a really
can't-
small one, because I don't think anybody's going to want a second bite.
Well, it's funny because there's actually this dude I watch on TikTok that takes like really old recipes.
Oh, yeah.
And they sound horrible, and most of them actually come out delightfully good.
Goddamn course they do.
But
the
yeah.
kids in the 30s knew how to make shoes taste like food.
So
It's all a matter of seasoning.
this one came with the label the 1940s, the 1950s. For some reason,
That's
jelly.
where Philadelphia steak came from. Is how do you make shoes edible?
That's what you do with all the tongues after.
Oh.
So in the 1940s and 1950s, for some reason, Jell-O was king in this time period. Between both world wars, with their rationing and shortages, Americans loved their prepackaged and instant foods. The advertisers capitalized on this by putting out recipes that use these products. Some weird recipes that shouldn't have existed but did. lemon jello with shrimp frosting, and
Okay, we can
cranberry
pass on that.
mayo jello salad candles.
That looks
which
like
is
what we're
they-
looking at.
Yeah. And they actually give a recipe. Maybe
Yeah.
we should read this recipe. I'm curious now.
Now, see, now I have to research the green bean casserole, right?
That is your thing. That's what
With
you're
the
doing.
fried onions and the, yeah.
Damn, you're weird.
No, but
I'll
that's
try
a-
some tomorrow. I have no real file for this, so I assume it's just one of those things I skip on the way to.
you must.
Oh, Jesus, why are there so many fucking ads? Anyway, so this recipe takes a 1 pound can of Ocean Spray whole cranberry sauce, a 3-ounce package of red, yellow, or orange fruit flavored gelatin, your choice.
Okay, cute trick.
Cup of boiling water, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, a 1/2 cup of Hellmann's real mayonnaise,
Yeah, no, I've had this. It's inedible.
1 apple or orange peeled or diced, and 3/4 of a cup of chopped walnuts.
Yeah.
So, Boomer tested and rejected.
Yeah. I think the one I had didn't have the walnuts, which I don't think would have improved it.
Yeah, that's obviously what it's missing. Then it would be
Yeah,
food.
it would be perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. And the nectar of the
Heavenly
gods.
choirs and such. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
And they want you to garnish.
I'm not even sure we could get the dogs to eat
After
that.
you're done, they
Oh,
want
yeah.
you to garnish it with straight mayo.
Oh my God.
Oh, jeez.
And I've known people who put mayo on things it had no business in, but
Yeah.
I can't even. This
and
is
I have no
so-
doubt that this was great in like
Back in the day,
when
yeah.
life was in black and white.
Um,
It's
I'm
happening.
sorry. This is like the carrot salads.
On the other hand, I like mayonnaise on French fries, so I'm not to be
I
trusted.
do like mayonnaise on French fries too. I'm with you on that. So the
I know.
If you have any other thoughts like that, let's don't share them with anyone. Were we running?
Don't condiment shame me.
So, yeah, okay, fine. So his idea that mayonnaise goes on French fries, that went
It
out to
does.
the world. Yeah, fine.
no,
Yeah.
my
Yuck.
mom eats it that way too.
Oh,
I told
God.
you, man.
Okay, that's enough. Don't talk about it, or I'll have to leave.
Oh, what was it I was
So
trying to
now
make?
we know how to make him
I was
disappear.
gonna say, what was it I was gonna make Risen vomit with? Who knows?
No, we'll think of it.
No. So the
Like, comment, and subscribe the internet because we're gross.
Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll make Risen vomit.
so
We'll make somebody vomit.
Caitlin-
Not me. I have an iron stomach.
Caitlin continues on by saying, I'm thankful we've come a long way from these old Thanksgiving traditions pushed by food companies at this time. Macy's Thanksgiving Day parades in the 1950s looked more enjoyable, at least. So, all right, let's see where we're at.
Yeah, Macy's Day.
I might try hot Dr. Pepper. I've heard it recommended by people I thought weren't completely stupid.
All right, so this is it says happy holidays, happy holiday idea, hot Dr. Pepper. So you put it says to heat it up in a saucepan.
Yeah.
And then pour it over a thin slice of lemon in a cup. And it's amazing. So
It's like hot toddy with
and
a
that's
hot
in the
toddy.
1960s.
That's what it is. It's a hot toddy.
Um,
I've had that. That is not terrible.
and she writes
I mean,
black.
hot toddies are good.
She writes Black Friday became the official start of the Christmas shopping season in the mid 1960s after its name became famous in print. The 1960s was also the decade when Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade came to life on television screens across the nation in color. Consumers were still enjoying Jell-O products and putting mayonnaise on everything. Apparently,
powdered horse.
people enjoyed a nice hot cup of Dr. Pepper in 1967. So, yay. And this one that we had, this one is also from the 1960s.
I see you, menace.
It says be a sauce boss. And
Gross.
it's got
Oh, no.
1, 2,
Good name
3,
for a metal
4,
band.
5 different recipes. And it's all basically mayonnaise sauces for your Thanksgiving meal.
Oh, brother.
It looks like including one to go on vegetables like asparagus.
Oh, I'm sure. Look, the fine people at Hellman's know that you can pour their garbage over all kinds of garbage.
And it says, this is no place for second best. Bring out the best with Hellman's real mayonnaise. And I cannot read the recipes, sadly.
Let us all be happy for that.
Then,
If you send us money, though, Internet, I will totally eat the things.
this one was from, when was this? I believe the 40s and 50s. Yep. So this one is from the 40s and 50s. It says, Jell-O makes leftover turkey taste like Thanksgiving all over again.
Did we just have a lot of horses we need to get rid of?
And then it's got a small thing in the corner that is absolutely impossible to read. But it's got a little picture of a family there.
Horrific wiggly.
Does that look like they put like turkey and other leftovers into Jell-O?
Yeah. Or at least a Jell-O ring.
Nope,
with
shut it
turkey
down,
on
shut it
top.
down. We're going to have to cut all this.
So I'm imagining that's some
I
sort
won't
of
perpetuate that visual on people.
I'm imagining that's some sort of cranberry sauce
Oh, God, I
with
hope.
the turkey
Okay, good.
sitting on top.
Yeah.
That's what it looks
I'm
like. to
thinking
me.
pureed leftovers.
It's a way of arranging leftovers.
Right.
And using some
Yeah.
Jell-O.
Yeah. So the Jell-O you make cranberry sauce out of the Jell-O.
Did anyone want that? I mean, I know the Jell-O kids.
Looks like a lot of work. I'd have headed off to the turkey soup.
Yeah,
Pumpkin
chowder.
Pie Dream. This
Cornbread.
is also from the 1940s and 1950s. It says no cooking, magic filling with Jell-O instant pudding and new dream whip.
Cute.
Pumpkin pie was never so light or so easy to make. Jell-O instant pudding for the magic of no cooking. New dream whip on it and in it for the magic lightness.
It's those scumbags from Mad Men that everyone liked so much because, goddamn, we're all so dumb.
And
Those
then
were
it
the
has
bad guys.
the recipe for the pumpkin pie
Yeah.
dream.
When they tell you
That
what's
might
light,
actually
it's 'cause
have
there
been
isn't much
edible.
there.
So.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
I'm sure it tasted just like pumpkin pie.
Oh.
I make my cheesecake the, kind of hard way. If you make it the easy way, you can use gelatin. And it just sets.
Okay.
It's like a no bake cheesecake, but I am not lazy.
I like the density. We have to learn to cut yours in smaller pieces.
Fair.
Because a whole piece is hard to eat.
Otherwise, it's taking that.
This one says, enjoy your Thanksgiving, 1940s through the 1950s. Statistics give you 25 to 30 more Thanksgivings than if you had been born a pilgrim father or a revolutionary hero. Plan now and enjoy them all and the precious years between. Exercise sensibly, watch what you eat,
Oh,
be
damn.
moderate, and if you drink, choose a whiskey that agrees with you. And it's for Seagram's Crown blended whiskey,
That made perfect sense.
a most wholesome form of whiskey.
The lawyers have now whittled that down to, remember, drink responsibly.
Yeah.
At least this, they're like, hey, go to the gym.
Yeah, so that's a commercial for Seagram's 7 and Seagram's.
But at some point, when it was like
It's like
old-timey
3 or 5.
advertising and it's advising you to do any of the actually healthy things, I'm like, what the hell are they selling? Heroin?
Right.
Don't drink and drive. Don't swim while there's no lifeguard.
Yeah.
This completes your safety briefing. Have a great weekend.
This is amazing. Thanksgiving dinner, and it says, and then the peaceful feeling that comes from good digestion and smoking a camel.
Of course.
And
So-
that fine American tobacco.
Yeah, no, and it's got all these different little things. that
I love you, Joe the Camel.
And I'll just walk away from my mental image of smoking a camel. So
Hey, man, whatever you do is
Yeah.
between you, the internet, and whatever
Camel.
God you believe in.
For digestion's sake, smoke camels. That's some classic 1940s, 1950s right there.
yeah.
All about the smoking back
No,
then.
it's
Well,
like
they're
when they
cheaper
decided-
than cigars.
And when they decided you had to not do Joe the Camel, like, cartoon style anymore, because I remember that from my childhood.
Yeah.
And like, oh yeah, no, that probably was targeting kids, huh?
Okay,
Probably
so-
little
Because I remember them specifically and used to look forward to when the billboard would change.
Yeah.
Those are all the ones that we have pictures for. I believe the rest actually went to video.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna read through all these. What I'll do is I'll hit the 1970s real quick. So the microwave exploded into popularity during this time period. Here, let's change the scene back for you folks. Okay.
No, you don't want to stay on Aladdin's magical turkey fuck box? I can't unsee it now. I am bad and the problem, obviously.
The microwave exploded into popularity during this time period, likely to the chagrin of those less adventurous types. Microwaves also cost between $330 to $500 or more during this decade. The 1980s. In the mid-1980s, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade began increasing corporate sponsorship and letting companies, including McDonald's, Unilever, Nestle, Anheuser-Busch, enter balloons into the parade. Along the parade route, corresponding marketing teams hand out their merchandise to further enhance their message. In the 1990s, Martha Stewart introduced deep-fried turkey. So Martha Stewart's the reason why
people burn their houses down, deep-frying turkeys.
According to the National Fire Protection, this is in the article. According to the National Fire Protection Association, deep fryer fires destroy over 900 homes, cause 15 million in property damage, injure 60 people, and kill 5 people every year.
This is why you can't
900 homes.
Nobody's going to believe it, but I didn't know you were coming to this national fire thing. I just remember the videos.
Now, another thing I need you to remember is that
it's a frozen turkey you got put in. Right?
Through all my turkey Thanksgiving research, I found out that 90% of Americans, 90% have turkey on Thanksgiving Day.
Well, we won't be breaking any traditions this year.
No.
That averages up to 16,000 and change per house.
Oh my God.
Other turkey trends introduced in this decade include brined turkey and tofurkey. Yeah. No, I don't do the tofurkey.
Well, I mean, tofu depends on how it's cooked, right? So.
And she says, while it seemed like the last 100 years have been solely about food and cigarettes, more recent years have been largely based on emotional marketing. 2015, the supermarket chain Adeka?
No idea.
Never heard of it. Loves their emotional marketing. In this very sad but eventually heartwarming video, it shows a man essentially faking his death around the holidays because his family doesn't come to visit him. When they show up to his house, the man says, "How else could I have brought you all together?" God, why do I remember that? That sounds like a commercial I've seen. Anyway, just weird. In 2016, the outdoor recreation brand REI approached their 2016 Thanksgiving marketing campaign by boycotting Black Friday. They decided to shut down the retail branches, distributing centers, headquarters, so employees could enjoy the great outdoors, and invited their consumers to join them. The same year, Starbucks launched their iconic Red Cup design challenge, and let the customers design their own red cup, post the results on Instagram, and the winning cup would be shared on Starbucks social media channels. The grocery franchise Publix promoted an ad titled "Celebrate More This Thanksgiving," with the video concluding with, "In the end, all we really need is more of each other." Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, okay.
Macy's released their ad "Old Friends," a tribute to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. It's about the tradition of traditions during the holidays. It tells the story of a young boy and his experience seeing the parade through his lifetime. In 2017, Wild Turkey teamed up with Matthew McConaughey to give back for Thanksgiving in an effort to designed to thank the residents of Wild Turkey's hometown in Kentucky. McConaughey The Wild Turkey Team and a group of volunteers delivered 4,500 turkeys around town. Now, I hope that they did it like 2 weeks prior so that nobody went out and bought a turkey.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, that
You got
kinda
another
sucks.
one.
Well, I guess that means you have one for Christmas. So,
That's cool.
okay, that's fine.
Assuming they were distributed frozen.
Yeah, fair. 2018, this year, Target presented their Thanksgiving ad with flickering lights, yummy bites, and cozy nights. Over the years, we've seen clear trends in Thanksgiving marketing tactics. The only consistent one is turkey and a reflection of the current year's trends. We've been the shift from advertising and pushing products on the population, and instead are seeing brands try to humanize and decommercialize this holiday. What can we learn from this? Maybe to appeal to the humanity in our leads and customers instead of forcing mayo-topped Jello on the masses.
Yeah, I think the word decommercializing there tells you how thoroughly they have succeeded in advertising. They aren't decommercialized at all.
No,
No.
they're a goddamn corporation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I agree.
So
They want to know how to slip around.
Now, they are, again, I agree.
they want to tie you emotionally to the Thanksgiving dinner.
Exactly. By pulling at your heartstrings.
Right.
So again, I just thought it was fun.
It was.
So
It was.
Yeah.
And educational.
good.
And I like old-timey commercials because they're
And I can tell you not to do that cranberry and mayonnaise thing. Yes.
That does sound gross.
I'm glad that you said that I don't have to make that, because I couldn't imagine making something and have it be just unedible.
Just, yeah.
Yeah, no.
The
reject
thought
it.
of that makes me want to cry, like right now. I
Because
couldn't
you want to fix
imagine.
it, and I can believe there are some things that just.
No, because what would happen is I'd sit there and I'd be like, what can I do to make this actually taste good? And I would just go crazy.
Give us all a slight case of malnutrition, like it's the 40s.
No, when you,
Every night a new version. What about this one?
Well,
Okay.
Dave, I guess I got to give you the rickets.
when you finally, and it will someday happen, you can just get used to the idea, make something that's utterly inedible, right? Then we'll have a contest to see whether you can actually feed it to one dog,
That's fair.
right? Because you can feed anything to two dogs.
No, and I've certainly made a couple of things that I know weren't fan favorites, so to speak. They were in the fridge 4 days later, so but they were edible, at least once. But no, I know that I'm not perfect, and I always try to improve. So anyway, we're having our Thanksgiving tomorrow, which for us is Wednesday. For you guys, that's Thanksgiving Day.
Depends when you guys are listening to this.
So we'll see you
the
back
future
here
nights.
on Friday, which is Thursday for us, for a special Thanksgiving episode. So on Friday, because we're a day behind. So because I post tomorrow, I'll post tonight's episode.
Right.
So then tomorrow they'll have an episode, but
Okay.
they won't on Thanksgiving Day, because they won't get our episode we're making on Thanksgiving Day until
The Friday.
the Friday.
Okay.
Okay. So Black Friday, what we're going to do is we're going to have a special Thanksgiving episode, since we will be doing it on Thanksgiving Day. And maybe we'll do some fun Black Friday stuff in there too. So we'll call it a Thanksgiving extravaganza or
What
something.
are you gonna do? Teach them how to tourniquet themselves with the entrails of a Tickle Me Who's It's?
I don't know. Maybe it'd be fun to do like a Thanksgiving Day murder or something.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Not like kill somebody, but like look
That's
up.
literally what those words mean.
But to see like if
Oh,
somebody was murdered
fine.
on Thanksgiving
yeah,
and do
no, loads of people, you know it.
do a
Like,
story
And make
on
fun
it.
of it? I think not.
Not who said anything
We'll do
about
a true
making fun
crime.
of it.
because it took us this many episodes to turn into a true crime thing, the internet.
Yep. Not doing
New
it.
internet record.
I just had so much fun when we did it,
Yeah.
the Halloween murders. So a
Oh, okay.
Thanksgiving murder, I think, makes sense,
I see.
right?
Yeah.
All right. You heard it here first, internet. Risen's gonna look up the weirdest
We could
Turkey
do-
Day murder.
What we'll do to lighten
ever.
it up is we can just read off
You're
Thanksgiving
gonna
Day.
lighten the murder.
Shut up. Before we talk about the murder, we can read Thanksgiving Day jokes to each other. That'd be fun. I like that idea.
All
Your
right.
Thanksgiving
We can all
jokes.
pick Thanksgiving Day jokes.
I'm just going to zero it anyway. We could, of course, have done Macy's Day Parade accidents, right? Like the time they had Popeye
There
and
you
it was
go.
raining,
That's like a murder.
and it was raining.
I
And you know
remember
his
that.
hat? Yeah, well, it filled up with water. So when they turned the corner and the wind blew it, they dumped about 600 gallons of water on their unsuspecting audience.
That's a heavy amount of water.
Yep, and one of the balloons, I don't remember which one, got in trouble with the wind. And so the police and fire department murdered it with knives
Yikes.
because it was getting away and causing trouble and breaking things. So they murdered it right there in the middle of the parade.
So we'll do a Macy's parade issues instead of the murder. Fine. But
Well, I just told you all the good ones.
maybe we'll do a Christmas murder.
Ruiner.
Yeah, okay.
But what we can do is we can look up those incidents, when they happened, how they happened, and how they keep them from happening again. That would be fun.
Well, they keep them from happening again by saying if it's windy, you can't fly the balloons.
That's probably a good rule.
Yeah, those balloons are heavy,
Well,
and they have a great sail area, and they break things when they run
I think
into
they
them.
should make them fight.
Boomer Rex just likes raining on my parade. All my good ideas are just being knocked down. Sad.
It's no fun. Spray them with the water bottle. That's why we got it.
Anyway, we'll come up with some fun stuff. It'll be fun. It'll be exciting. We'll keep it.
So there's a
light-ish.
whole
Internet, you know
new
you're gonna do
step
something weird between now
in
and
getting ready for these little things is to hide the water bottle.
then. Yes, you should
The
definitely
spray
try
bottle.
that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
Mom can't find it.
if you want to hear about a Thanksgiving Day murder, comment, like, and subscribe, and tell us so that I can give them an excuse to talk about a Thanksgiving
And
Day
here's the
murder.
link for the
Please,
story of
please,
turkeys.
please.
Send
I
us
can also kick you the link.
Yeah.
send us
can
shirts
you-
full of
yeah,
pennies for the pirate ship named Yacht.
Give me the link. Yeah, that'll be easier than trying to. That's
Sure.
the million.
I've got a plan,
mile-
internet. It'll all work out.
Anyway, so we'll put the link that he's talking about in the description. I don't feel I need to put the link for the hip B2B thing because I basically read you the entire article. So
Right.
we're going to call that done. We love you all. We won't see you tomorrow, but we'll be back the day after Thanksgiving with all the fun and excitement of Thanksgiving. Love you all.
When do we tell them where the fountain of youth is?